All right, welcome to Whiskey and Whitetails, the show for those that hunt with a passion and drink with a purpose. I'm Gus.
I'm Matt.
Thank you to our Patreon for their support, being such kick-ass folks. Thank you to the Waypoint Network for having us, and thank you for our listeners, our viewers, subscribers. We appreciate the support.
100%. Yeah, we do. We got to go on. We sat down with Jeff and Ryan from Vantage Point Archery, and we kind of went over a lot of the stuff that we've already told you about, but we went a little more in depth. We got to go into some of the product stuff that they have that's coming out. It's new.
Yep.
And just kind of like what we're hunting, some of the competitions they've been going to. It's good information, good guys. Always good talking to them. They've been traveling a lot. They've been really hitting the road hard. And so we're hoping that we can try to meet up with them at some point this year for either a whitetail hunt or maybe an archery competition, something like that. But yep. So there's no reason to read that ad since you're going to listen to it the whole time. But they talked about some new products that they have coming out that you're going to want to be interested in, want to check out, especially if you're a bow hunter or you're on a Glock 19 or a Beretta.
Yeah, for sure.
Other than that, same as always, HPS, www.mintmobile.com/whiskey. You can get in there and get some discounts. I didn't pull it up to see what they're running right now, but
it doesn't matter. It's still cheaper than whatever you've already got. So
100%.
Just hit it up.
And if you need a new phone, they do phone financing as well.
Oh, show.
And I still have had zero problems. Also, we haven't been to Burnt Church yet. We're recording before, but everybody that came, since this comes out the day after.
That's
2
right.
days after.
Correct.
So thanks to everybody that came. I got a bunch of people hitting us up saying they're coming. So we're looking forward to it. It'd be a good time.
Yep, it will.
Yeah. All right. That's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope, nothing else. Enjoy the show.
Hell yeah. Yep. Take it easy. Trying to decide if I should put people's names on there.
Oh.
Hey, there you go.
There you go. Everybody knows.
Now you know who's who.
Well, good to have you guys back. It's been a while. We got to see we got to see Jeff at Great American Outdoor Show. Yeah. Yeah, but it's been you guys have had a busy year. Well, it's been a busy year for both of us, I think, since the last time we talked.
Yeah, me and Ryan are about done traveling. It was fun for a while, and now it's like, really, I got to go do it again. But meeting some good people.
We're not about done. We're just getting started.
I was gonna say, don't you have a bunch of tax stuff still?
Yeah, Alex is going to tax. She's on her way right now to Michigan, and then me and Parker are going to Montana. Then we're back, and I hope you guys are coming up for our shoot at Bass and Bucks on the 22nd, 23rd. And then where do we go? Colorado, Utah.
Colorado again, maybe.
Yeah. Nice. And are you going to ETAR, Ryan?
That's 50-50 right now.
Very cool.
I'd like to go out there, take one of our risers and go shoot for a little bit, but it's a long weekend. We're traveling a bunch, so we'll see if I make it.
It's fun in the beginning, right? But it gets old pretty quick.
It's great meeting new people, and we've made a ton of connections, and we got tons of stuff going on. But me and Ryan were gone for 2 weeks straight, and by the time we both got home, it was like he didn't care if he seen me for another 2 weeks after that.
I get that.
Yeah, we've been friends a long time. In.
Oh yeah, 100%. Gus and I have been friends a long time, but we've been on trips before, and it's like, all right, I'm not going to text you for a couple days.
It's fine. And that elk hunt, I think, we were both ready to be home and in our own space. It's been 7 days attached at the hip with another guy. It's like, all right, I need something other than you and another tree to look at.
No cell phone service. It's just all conversation comes from each other. It's a good time.
Yeah. Lots of fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should probably talk about VPA because we got a bunch of new listeners since our last podcast. So I'm sure if anyone's listened to the podcast before, you've heard us do the ad reads every time because we believe in the product. But so we are here today with Ryan. You want to go by Stringer?
I don't care.
Put it in there.
We go by last names because there's too many Jeffs in our company.
Okay. There's a lot of Jeffs in your company. Anyway, Ryan and Jeff from Vantage Point Archery. And so why don't we start? We don't have to go through the whole thing. I'm sure you're really sick of repeating yourself all the time at shows, but you start where you want to start, and we'll go from there.
You're up, Ryan.
Okay. easy. I guess the long and short of the story is that Jeff and I had another company before where he and I met, and we were looking for a part to be machined. He went up to this shop called Absolute Machining, and he's like, "Hey, you got to come check this place out. They're making broadheads." And I'm like, "Ooh, I could get into that." And lo and behold, what has it been? 6 years later, um, I'm shooting stuff and killing stuff and having fun and meeting great people along the way. I mean great people. Like, I never would have thought in my life that I would get to have conversations with guys on arrow builds, or have conversation with guys on what their setup is and what bow and what they're doing. And that's just fun stuff with me. I get on that technical side a lot, and I could live there. Like, I really enjoy that part of the shop and part of the business.
Don't let him kid you. He said, "What's a broadhead?"
Brand new to archery.
I was. Yep.
That's funny.
So then you were like, let's figure out how to conquer the broadhead business. Is that kind of the next steps?
I don't know if it's that easy. I definitely don't think it's that easy.
It took us about a year to buy the place, get down to the brass tacks, and go through the financials and figure out what it was worth and what we could do with it. And I'm not going to say it's been easy, but it's been fun since then. And I think we've grown the archery side to where now, when you look at the archery side, we've got Valkyrie. We do some other guys out there that I don't mind mentioning anymore, but Rocky Mountain comes from our shop. Tough Head comes from our shop. So we're proud about the brands that are out there. We just picked up Danny Alba with the mule. Thanks to Ryan meeting with him, and finding a new guy makes a great product. And him and Laura, his wife, are just salt of the earth type people like you guys. So I think that's the best. When we met up with you guys in PA, I mean, we had Matt from Meat Eaters. We had who else did we have with us? We had Garrett and Chris from Old Breed, and you guys. And
yeah.
I mean, it's just a good group of people and veterans and families, and I love it.
Yeah. The outdoor space is a weird one, but once you find the right connection with the right people, it's like you end up making lifelong friends. I know we've made lifelong friends through Whiskey and Whitetails. Just, you never start a business thinking of the people that you're going to meet. It's just, it's a business. And then you get into it and you realize the things that's actually important is the conversations that you have with people along the way, especially the people you meet. Like, I'm super fortunate to know you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. When we met everybody there at Great American Outdoor Show, the ease with which everybody got along and just clicked, I think it was very telling of finding yourself in the right space with the right people. So
when you can stand in front of a Texas Roadhouse for 2 hours waiting for a seat and not want to kill each other.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I had a good time in Fort Wayne too, at Bass and Bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about that. Me and Ryan are now partners with Christian Shaw from Uncharted, and we met him randomly through, what was that? The Joel Turner shoot. He came over with
Matt. Yeah, he was out there when Matt was there. Yeah.
Yeah, with Jeff Johnston, right? He was Jeff Johnston's shooting partner, and now we do some business with him. So it's cool how those connections work.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a good guy too. His Instagram's pretty wild. He's all over the place.
Yeah, he's in Africa right now.
Must
be rough.
Yeah.
Rough life.
No kidding.
So how'd you come up with the idea for the, so you guys have been making 2-blade, 3-blade, everything for a long time. But where did the idea for the Omega come from? Like with the lay flat sharpening and all that? Whose idea was that? And how did you kind of get into that design?
Wasn't that, Ryan? We had people saying, hey, we'd love these single bevels, but they're a pain in the ass to sharpen. So we're lucky enough to have Daryl on the team, and Daryl took that head on and came back. Daryl Barnett came back with I think it's the best broadhead on the market, not just because we own it and make it. It's easy to sharpen. It's bulletproof. It can go through all sorts of things like dumpsters and buildings and foam targets.
Why you always got to bring up the building, dude? It's not funny anymore.
Okay, sounds like
one time. Okay,
that's all it takes, man. That's how you end up with a lifelong nickname. It just takes one time.
Guy that shot the building.
At least he didn't miss.
Oh yeah.
Should have parked a Tesla in front of it.
Yeah, but it's become a big head. Hey, speaking of Tesla, go back and look at Rogan shooting the Tesla, and he won't say whose broadhead that is, but check it out.
Yeah.
I think Joel Turner may have given him some broadheads, and one of them hit the Tesla, and it busted the arrow, but the broadhead wasn't bad.
Nice.
And I'm not saying it is. I don't have proof, but if you look at the video, I'm pretty sure that's our broadhead.
I'm going to have to look at it because it would make sense if Joel Turner told him, hey, these are undestructible. And then he was like, well, let's put it to the test against a Tesla. I bet you if you look, I have to find, I've never seen the actual video. I've just seen like the Instagram grainy ones that people reposted. But I bet you'd be able to tell pretty easy if you looked at it.
I've looked at it. I think I even sent it to Ryan and Alex and said, hey, check this out.
Huh. I'm going to have to pull that up later because if that's really what it is, I'm going to put that in my next podcast read.
It's good marketing.
We've turned a lot of people onto VPA just because of, like, I love the fact that I can go out there and shoot with the I can shoot a target with the broadhead. Like, I'm not worried about anything at all. I don't even sharpen them. I mean, it really doesn't matter, but I've blown through shoulders with them. Even they drill them into the ground. You can literally pull them back out. And if the arrow's good, I don't even worry about the broadhead. I don't even clean them because it's like, I just don't see the point. I feel like they're invincible. But tell everybody, because we kind of talk about it some in the beginning of the podcast, but it's you know more about the engineering of it and why it's so strong and coming out of a solid piece of steel and all that.
Yeah, on the Omega especially, that front third of that broadhead is double bevel. So that front third of it's double bevel for penetration. And that rocks on the last 2/3 of it would be a single bevel. So not only do you get the penetration, but you get the corkscrew motion of the broadhead going through. We kind of say that a lot. Like our broadheads they start at 7,000 grains of material. So 1 pound of material makes every broadhead. Matt got a chance to walk through the shop, and when he saw, he's like, "You seriously wasting that much material?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like that's what it takes to make one solid piece head." Do we recycle everything? Yeah, we have to because we're wasting a lot of material. Do we go through a lot of cutters and stuff? Yeah, but we want tool steel, we want S7, and we want it to be strong. That way we can stand behind it. I think I'm pretty sure last year it was 6 or 7 guys that had called back and said, "Hey, here's the video. Here's what happened. I passed through. I hit a rock, and whether it's a 3-blade, 2-blade, single bevel, it curled the tip, and we just sent them a new head because they are lifetime warranty." And that's something we're going to stand behind 100% because it's American made, and we can, and we want people to shoot our stuff over and over again.
And it's tough enough. I mean, we're no dummies either. It's tough enough that we know we're not going to replace 1,000 broadheads or 1,500 broadheads. It's very.
Oop, lost one.
That's okay.
There he is. We're
Got you back.
Chips or dings or rolls or whatever.
So you know that it's when you. So you only had 2 or 3 last year. You said of people.
I think 6 guys is what the number was last year.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's
and
wild.
all of them, they sent pictures of the head. They sent pictures of the kill. And then I'm like, okay, here you go. And it's normally, and I'll be honest with you, normally I send them a pack because why not? Because I can post that stuff. Be like, hey, this held up through the kill, through the shoulders. One guy went up through the front leg, through the scapula, through the back shoulder, and stuck it in a tree. And he got video of the whole thing and pictures along the way. It was so cool.
Wow.
You can't put awesome. You can't put a price on that kind of marketing. That's perfect. Yes, send them a pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Especially if they have a video of it. That's like you know how much you would have paid to get somebody to go out and shoot a deer through a deer and into a tree.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'd charge you a lot.
You know, I think the best part about it is we go to all these shows, we meet all these people like you guys, and we're nothing special. We're just 2 guys in a group of 30 families making broadheads. But it's hey, you guys are genuine. What you see is what you get. You stand behind what you say. I mean, me and Ryan talk about it all the time. Integrity is our number one thing. And I think that's the loyalty we have, is that people can call us and we're not going to blow smoke up your skirt. We're going to do what's right and take care of you.
Yeah. 100%. That's crazy to me that out of all the, because I know you've been selling them like crazy, and that only 7 got tore up. I mean, it's really true that they're pretty much indestructible.
Yeah.
What about the story of the guy with the hogs that killed like 70 hogs or something? What was that?
I know Danny Alba was out shooting turkeys the other day, and this 200-pound or 150-pound hog come in. He had a turkey spur on there, and he smoked him through both shoulders with that turkey spur.
Wow.
And then
He
went on
did?
to shoot turkeys with the turkey spur. And if you look at our turkey spur, it on the ferrule, it has the lightest ferrule of all, and it went through 2 shoulders. He picked it up out of the ground and went turkey hunting with it. Didn't even think twice about it.
Yeah, why
Wow.
not? That's wild. That's pretty cool. The you guys were talking about the Total Archery Challenge stuff earlier. I guess I probably shouldn't pivot so quickly. Was there something else you wanted to ask, Matt, or do you guys want to talk about the broadheads? I'm gonna forget this question if I don't ask it. So
No,
that's
good.
why.
Ask away, dude.
We can
Yeah,
always
no.
come back.
Well, for the Total Archery Challenges, are you guys going there as a vendor? Are you going to compete or participate or both?
A little bit of both. Parker
Both?
shot. Parker went up with,
Yeah.
what was the name of those guys? Intex or something like that, a veterans group. He went and shot this week, but usually me and Ryan sit in the booth and talk to people and
Sure.
make fun of each other.
And then
You
we're
mentioned
able to go ahead.
Go
We're
ahead.
able to give guys our tickets. That way they can go shoot if they come in. Like if you
Yeah.
guys were to come to attack event, we could give you our tickets and you guys could go shoot. So
I
it's
see.
easy for us. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this
Is
year,
there-
this time we gave them to Dave and Denise, a guy and a lady that we met last year.
Cool.
At TAC. I think Dave's in his 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Denise, I'm going to say is in her 25, 26. That way I can win some brownie points with Denise. But they came up and walked and shot, and we gave them some tickets this time. Great people. They came to the shop, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Last year I met them in PA at that TAC event, and they're an older retired couple, and they're like, "Hey, we had a trip and we drove out. We just wanted to see the shop." I'm like, "All right, let's do it." So it was really cool. Spent the afternoon with them and gave them
Yeah.
a tour, and yeah, great man. Yep.
That's cool.
Did
That's
you
cool.
two go to the PA TAC event?
No, me and Parker, my son, went.
We had told that they stopped by and asked where we were. Some friends of ours.
What happened?
You guys have friends?
Yeah, a few of
A
them.
couple.
It's Whitetail Distraction. That's who it was. Whitetail Distraction podcast. We do some other podcasts and stuff with them too. I think you met them at
Oh yeah.
Great American Outdoor Show. You met one of them, the guy we were walking around with.
Gotcha.
Yeah. When I found out he was up in PA, I was like, man, I wish I would have known. I would have come out there. But to that one, I need to come. My wife is. If I don't have to go to Virginia the weekend of y'all's shoot, I'm gonna come up there because I need to get arrows made anyway.
You sure
I
you
like-
want to get arrows made there?
Well, I mean, I like the ones that I got last time.
Oh, then there you go. Let's do it. Yeah, do it again, right?
Spent too much money on them, but you live, you learn, I guess.
Which one did you get? The rip TKOs?
Yeah, I think that's what they were.
What were they called?
XM packs.
Oh, I got VAPs.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I couldn't remember for a second.
Okay.
I had never bought that. I think those are the ones you pointed out.
Probably. Yep.
And then we went and crushed the 3D range.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the whole thing this time?
Yeah. It's a 2-day event. You shoot both days on Saturday and Sunday.
And it's like 11 miles or something crazy.
Something crazy like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. And it's
That's a
not
lot
hot
of
up there yet. Yeah, it is hot. It's a lot of walking.
It's in the shade, though.
Yeah, it's true. It's through the woods.
Oh, okay.
It's a white or a light, humid, nasty, wet heat, but it'll be okay. You'll be all right. Just bring some talcum powder,
Some Gold Bond.
some Gold
Mhm.
Bond.
Yeah.
Ball butter.
Yeah.
There you go.
In the Army, you used to say it feels like 1,000 little angels are going whenever you put that on.
Shit. That's funny.
I might use that in the future. Just so you know, I might use that.
You can. That's what it feels
Okay.
like.
Okay. I know. That's why I want to use it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So you guys got bleeders coming out now, and those are only for the Omegas, or what? What are we doing with those?
Only for the Omegas, and they are nice. I'm telling you, the way they lock in, the length of them, the way they're designed, they're going to have the same single bevel. So whether you're shooting right or left, it'll have the same. And we just got to go wear them out and make sure we can't destruct them and get them on the market. I took 2 of them to TAC in PA, and it was a hit. People were looking at them, so we're excited about that.
So it's going to be in 150 and 200 grain on the release. We're almost positive the guys and the engineers are working on it. If you remove the bleeders, that 150 will become a 125 without the bleeders. If you remove the bleeders on the 200, it'll become a 175 without the bleeders. So it's kind of a dual purpose that we're hoping can kind of bridge that gap too for guys. They're like, hey, maybe I want to lighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
And have less FOC, but still rock a single bevel. They'll do some lot of damage.
Have you? How far have you shot the bleeders out at?
We haven't yet. We're waiting for them to get heat treated. That way we can shoot them through some stuff.
When you guys test prototypes, do you have for a broadhead like that? Do you have a minimum number, like a baseline, like a benchmark that you run those through before you say it's good to go?
Normally I do, yeah. It depends on how many buildings I hit when I'm shooting.
That's good.
But normally I'll go get a bunch of hog shoulders. I'll do OSB. Then we'll go over to Jeff's and we'll shoot them into. We'll actually shoot in the stinking cinder blocks. You name it.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that they're going to hold up and not fail.
Okay.
This one's a little different because we know the Omega is a tough as hell broadhead. So now it's just making sure the bleeders don't shift forward or back, and then full pass through. You look at some of the competitors and they're taking their bleeders up to like a 68 Rockwell, and it says right on their package, "Will shear off when they hit bone." Well, that's about the stupidest damn thing I've ever heard in my life. That I'm going to shoot this thing through the shoulder, and before it ever gets into where the bleeders are going to do anything, it's going to shear them off. We want ours to say never shear off, or just
sounds like lazy development. Get it to where it looks good, where it's mostly functional, but go ahead and just throw the excuse on the package.
Well, I don't even think they realize what they're putting on the package. It's just the thought process isn't there. I mean, we want things to be ethical and deadly. We don't want them to be just showpieces. If I wanted that, I'd go hire the camo girls to.
Yeah, and the last thing I want is to run my hand across those bleeders that have sheared off in a deer while I'm trying to clean it out.
I didn't think about that.
I never thought about that. Wow. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's working at a processor.
Yeah,
dude, that was if you brought a deer in with an arrow kill, they would get so mad. They'd be like, if you tell us now, if it's in there, you tell us now. Because if we get in there, start opening it up, and the broadhead broke off inside of it, and one of my guys gets cut, you'll never come back to the shop again. Like they just don't trust it.
At PA, I was talking to the Bearded Butchers. I don't know if it was the actual two, but some guys at the Bearded Butcher, and they said that. They said if a mechanical comes in, they're almost like hands off, like, we don't want this, or at least did you find all the blades?
Yeah. I've listened to the owner, well, the guy that runs the shop, Matt. I've listened to him turn a deer away because the mechanical, it went through and through, but the blades weren't there anymore, and the guy couldn't tell him if they were in the deer or if they were elsewhere, and he'd gone through the shoulder through a shoulder and then kind of out the ribs. It took a funny path, but he wasn't willing to process it, knowing that it would potentially be dangerous.
I also think that's half the story. I think the other half is you go throwing a shoulder and a grinder, and there's a piece of tempered steel inside there, and it tears the grinder up. I think that's probably the other part of it too.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, equipment's expensive.
Yeah,
nothing like your hamburger with a bunch of chunks of metal in there.
Yeah, that too. And I guess if you don't notice it and people eat it, it's probably just better off just turning it away. Yeah, start shipping out meat that's got now I'm kind of wondering if I've ever had I've got burger with chunks of broadhead in it, or chunks of bullet.
I gave them 3 packs of Omegas. They were super excited and checking them out and saying, "Hey, these are nice." So,
what do your bleeders look like? They come right off the sides, or
I don't have any with me.
I didn't come prepared either. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. We didn't give you any homework.
If you look at the ferrule of the Omega, we actually slid out the ferrule on the side, and then that bleeder, it's all one piece. It goes through and sticks out each side 5/8 of an inch.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Is it like
So,
an
and
Allen
then-
head that holds it in or something?
No, there's going to be an O-ring on the back or a washer that compresses everything to the insert of
Wow.
your arrow.
That's dope.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nothing to break, nothing to fill, no rubber O-rings. It's just a metal washer that pushes up. It's, again, we've got some great engineers that work on it. Ryan, I was looking for that Ascender. Did you pocket that thing?
No.
I was going to show them, but oh well. You guys don't get to see anything new and cool.
That's all right. We'll just talk about it. That's the podcast. They can't see anyways, unless you're on YouTube.
Yeah, if you're on YouTube, they'll be able to see it.
So go subscribe to our YouTube channel and solve your problem.
Yeah. Don't subscribe. Don't subscribe. Continue doing what you're doing, which is not subscribing to their YouTube channel. So Alex gonna be mad at you for forgetting everything.
Oh no.
Yep. Yeah, she will. She would never get angry with us. She would just be like, I told you guys you should have show and tell. Yeah, we should have.
We did a podcast a week ago, 2 weeks ago, was it, Ryan? And the guy got to the end and he said, hey, tell that dude Alex when you see him that we're so glad that hooked us up and blah, blah, blah. And we let him go on and on and on and on. Got to the end and said, you mean she?
Yeah.
Oh, his face went white. Dude, I'm sorry.
Alex identifies as a she. She's also an actual she.
Yeah.
And she is awesome.
Yeah,
She's
she's
great.
cool. You should have let him on like she identifies as a she, just so he could be like mind blown. Like, I don't understand. Working for you?
That's funny.
Yeah, we don't play with those identify as.
They tried to enforce it at work, like put your pronouns in your email. I was like, okay, you can fire me. I'm not.
I have them on my LinkedIn page. I have my pronouns on there. God decides.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I don't even have my job title in my signature, so if you think I'm going to put what I identify as, like, it's just not going to happen.
That could be a different podcast. We actually had this same conversation with you the first time we met.
We did right at the very end. Yeah.
We had something. It was pretty hard for me to not start this podcast and go, "What do you think about that Trump verdict?" But I decided to let it go.
It would have took up the whole podcast.
Yeah.
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 Didn't come prepared with enough water for that.
It's
Yeah,
not
speaking
a
of that-
verdict. It's not a verdict. It's a ploy.
Yeah, it'll be appealed. It's really stupid. It's all, none of it matters.
It's
The points are made
taxpayer
up.
money.
Yeah, it's
Taxpayer
exactly
money
huge
just
waste.
pissed away.
Yep. Are y'all drinking anything? Just water for all of us?
Water.
Celsius.
Celsius. Okay.
Nice.
They say it's got cyanide in it, so it'll make you lose your hair, but I've already done that.
Yeah.
Lose your
Crisis
hair.
averted.
Never heard of that one. 7 o'clock is a rough time for an energy drink.
I drink 'em all
Yeah,
day
there
long.
we go.
I don't sleep anyway, do I, Ryan?
Mm-mm.
Probably because you're drinking energy drinks at 7 p.m.
Okay, thanks, Mom.
I've done it before. We've gone out to dinner and I've popped an Adderall right walking out the front door. Granted, I have a prescription, eat them all the time, but still, I'll come home and go sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
I'm drinking
Plus,
Topo Chico. So they had these at Costco. They're 17 fluid ounces and a splash of lime. So they taste.
What is
fancy.
that? Is that a beer?
Sparkled water.
Oh.
Mm.
Now, what
Okay.
were your pronouns again?
Me, I don't really have any.
Senorita.
Yeah, Topo Chico.
Chico.
Yeah,
Someone
those are my
should Google
pronouns.
that and see what that means.
I don't know what Topo Chico means.
I bat from both sides of the plate.
Oh, that would be unfortunate.
yeah, that's a good.
So what
way
have you guys been up to? We haven't.
It translates to little mole. Cool. It's a mountain, the Cerro del Topo Chico mountain, which is shaped like a mole.
Like the animal mole, or like a mole
Yeah.
that's on
Like
the
the
person's
animal.
face? Oh,
Real
okay.
mole.
Interesting.
Fascinating. What was your question before I rabbit hole Topo Chico?
What have you guys been up to since January?
Ugh.
Drinking a lot of whiskey. I watch those every now and again.
Yeah. Don't believe everything you see. It's like I'm not faking any of it, but I sure do make it look like I drink more than I do. That's a big fact.
Yeah.
No, I started the carnivore diet thing, and I finally got Gus in on it. But we're both down a bunch of weight, up a bunch of muscle. Blood panels are fantastic. Bodies are acting like they're 18 years old again.
How long have you been on it for?
January 2nd.
I thought it was like a 70-day or something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna do 30, and then I just feel too good to stop, so I haven't.
Man, Danny Alba does the same thing. We learned about it when he was up at our shop about a month ago. He's like, "Yeah, all we eat is meat," and I'm like, "Y'all are crazy."
But then he
Yeah.
posted today he was eating huckleberry pie. So
Ah,
just saying,
okay.
I think it's. He said, "What is it? Treat yourself. Don't something yourself." I don't remember.
You only live once, you know.
That's true.
So if somebody were to put, I don't know what huckleberry pie is, but I feel like I would have to taste it since I don't know what it is. So I'd probably eat a piece too. I will say this: in Kentucky, where y'all know where I'm talking about, and that part of Kentucky, they have chocolate gravy. You ever had it? I'd eat some chocolate gravy, 100%. With a big old homemade biscuit, I would. Yeah, 100%. I'd eat that. I'd regret it like 4 hours later, but I
So
definitely.
you're both down a bunch of weight and you're feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah. I've only been
Almost
on it
look-
about 7 weeks. I haven't seen half of the improvements and side effects that he has, but I've seen a bunch. I've lost weight, like he mentioned, energy levels, focus, a lot of inflammation, like chronic pain that I've dealt with since college, gone. And most of that stuff happened within the first 2 weeks, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think 90% of it is just removing that overly processed carbs and sugar, and
Yeah.
it gets rid of the inflammation that causes in your body. The inflammation causes so much crap. I think that's what it is mostly, but yeah, it was a rough
The only thing
couple
that's
days
bad
at
about
first,
it
but
is you don't sleep. So Jeff, you'd never sleep. You'd literally be awake 24 hours a day.
it may actually fix his sleep. They
Yeah,
sleep
it
better.
could.
You know how much shit you could get done if you didn't sleep.
Oh, yeah,
Trust me, Gus and I both like. I'll leave the house at 5. And this morning, I almost
we were
shot at
texting
an
it.
Amazon driver this morning, and I texted him at 5 o'clock this morning to tell him about it, or 5:30, whatever time it was.
It's 5:30. I've been up since 4, and it is what it is.
We've had a string of break-ins in our neighborhood, which is unfortunate. I live in a good part of town. It's not like I live, where this would be normal. But so when I leave for work is about the time they're hitting the neighborhood between 5:45 in the morning, and so every morning I come out with a gun in my hand, like every morning, which is so unfortunate. It drives me crazy. But anyway, I'm walking to the truck, and this guy comes flying down the road in a Jeep Compass, like a beat up Compass, like pulls up on the curb at the house next to me and jumps out the driver's seat. And I have my pistol drawn, pointed right at his face. And then I realized he was wearing a blue Amazon vest. But I was like, ooh, he has no idea.
It's really not
He
a
didn't
good
even
time of
see me.
night to be
I was
flying
sitting
around.
behind the truck. I was sitting on the tailgate, like with my hand out. He had no idea I was even there.
Amazon delivers at 5 in the morning.
They did this morning.
Yeah, I've had them drop off stuff at my house all times of night.
We
Depending
were
on
talking
what
about it.
you
Gus said
order
it's a privately owned route
yeah,
or
so
something.
so I learned that you can coordinate and partner with Amazon, and you can lease or purchase a delivery route, and then you own that route, and you get paid for and are responsible for delivering those packages on that route. I don't know what it looks like and how, from a business perspective, how you make money on that, but I believe that's why. And maybe it's only here. I'm sure Matt's seen it. I'm not sure if you've seen it where you're at, but we have random parking lots that have been purchased with just white Sprinter vans in it, and it's Amazon. I think it's these people that buy out these routes, and they're buying like 10 white Sprinter vans, and they just show up. People show up to the little parking lot, swap out their vehicle, and then go deliver packages, and it's kind of privatized.
I figured
So
this guy
I've
was doing
seen
it before he went to work. Like he runs out, delivers 10, 15 packages, and then goes to work at 8 o'clock or whatever. That's my guess.
It's like another. It's like Uber, but you're driving around packages instead of people. I think.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can purchase a Beverly Hills one for like 3 weeks. Won't be any packages delivered, but I'll have enough money set aside to retire.
That's true, man. All those Gucci bags, I'll be keeping those too.
It's probably nothing but cosmetics and drugs.
It's all adrenochrome.
Hey, drugs are resellable.
Yeah,
That's true. Definitely true. Other than that, man, I've been doing a lot of whiskey stuff. Been traveling. We've done a couple barrel picks, and we've done some events. We've had several whiskey classes.
Start a little turkey hunting.
Yeah, I went to Kentucky for some turkey hunting. We did some turkey hunting here.
Did seaweed? We had seaweed in February. Forgot about that.
Yeah, seaweed's a big event. I just went and looked at a new property to hunt potentially, maybe.
Are you going to Burnt Church or something like that? Every time I see your Instagram or something, Burnt Church comes up.
This
Yep.
weekend.
It's this weekend on Saturday. It's gonna be a good
What's
time. We're
that?
doing it's a distillery in Bluffton, South Carolina. We're doing a private tour at 2:00. So it's already happened at this point when this is released. But everybody it's like I have like 5 people that are coming to Patreon stuff, and then I said the first 5 people that show up and find us in the VIP section, they can be on the tour. So they got to be there by 1:30, I guess, to find us. And then 2 p.m. we're tasting 3 new product releases that no one's ever tasted before, other than the distillery people. So everybody will get a chance to taste that and get a private tour. And then at 3:00, our buddy Andrew Beam is playing country music from 3 to 6. Then we're just gonna hang out. There's a pizza place next door that I won't be eating from, but it is really good pizza.
You could eat all the toppings.
How mad people get when I do that.
I
will come in and
the
just.
other day.
Did you? It feels cool, right?
It was
But
great.
people get so mad. They're like, "Why did you do that?" And it's like, you wouldn't have been mad if I ate the whole piece, but because I took a piece and I scraped the cheese and pepperoni off and ate that, you're mad at me for that. Doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, someone. Yeah, I said, "Do you want the crust?" They're like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, then shut up.
Yeah. And what does it matter?
Leave me alone.
Yeah. You wanted me to eat with you. This is how I eat pizza.
Yeah. Yep. They get over it.
Yeah.
And eventually they stop asking questions.
Yeah.
So how about hunts this year? You got anything brewing?
No, my whitetail season looks abysmal right now. I left hunt club I've been with for close to 15 years. So I have, other than public land, I've got a lot of asking and door knocking or something to do. Yeah, it's all right though. We got enough friends and contacts around the country. I just got to make phone calls. I think the 2 of us probably could reach out and have a place to hunt every other week, if not more frequently, if we really wanted to. Between opening season in August for us, and then some seasons like in Texas and Louisiana carrying out almost into January and February. You can almost hunt whitetail year round. We know people in all those places. We just got to call and make arrangements and make it happen.
Yeah.
The one bucket list hunt I haven't done yet is in Minnesota in the snow. I want to hunt in the snow in Minnesota. Don't ask me why. I'll probably regret it, but I also want to ice fish. Maybe I just need to focus on the ice fishing.
They both shook their head no.
That's what everyone that's from Minnesota does when I say it too. They're like, "Come on," and they just shake their head like, "All right."
You don't recommend Minnesota snow hunting?
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold.
It is, guys. It's a different kind of cold too.
Me and
It's
Ryan
so
we're in Missouri in September. And I thought I was going to freeze to death, and I think it was like 68.
Yeah.
You're just not ready for it. It was cold a couple of those mornings, and
68?
no, it was colder than that, but
I think it was almost like mid 40s when we got up and we're getting out there. Just you're used to the heat, and then you're stinking getting up early and going hunting. It's like, man, I'm cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the way Kentucky is, man. You just sit in those trees and the wind's cutting through those valleys, and it's, in the morning it's warmer than when the sun comes up, and the sun dries all that humidity out of the valley. Oof. By 7, 8 o'clock, you're shaking. It's so cold.
But then hunting season in the winter came around here, and I was ready for it. I think the problem was we thought we were going to be warm, so we took warm clothes or cold clothes, or light clothes, whatever. And then it was cold, We about froze to death. Plus, we were staying in a Motel 8 that, ugh, his feet stick to the floor. But it's hunting. We were hunting, so we had a good time.
Hey, that's all that
Met some
matters.
good people.
Is this somebody's land you knew about, or you just public land, or what?
No, we got invited to go out with trekking. Not sure. At this point, we don't know whose land it was. Do we, Ryan?
Don't tell
Not
me
sure.
Chris was trespassing.
We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know.
We're going to plead the fifth and just maybe we're lucky we didn't tag anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whose land was it supposed to be?
I think that's we don't want to make any enemies, so I think we got to leave it at that.
Okay. I gotcha. You just say it was supposed to be public land, and you're pretty sure your Onyx broke or something.
Hey, speaking of Onyx, you guys got to start looking at something else. It was sold to a way left group, anti-hunting group. So throw a pitch out there for Bill Thompson and Spartan Forge. Switch over and check out Spartan Forge. But you really got to start looking at these lefty companies. There's a bunch of powder companies now that aren't going to sell to the public. No private sales, only military sales. And you start going back, and Soros and that crazy ass kid of his are buying up primer companies, powder companies, and then Onyx. You gotta, just check it out for yourself.
Why would they sell Onyx to an anti-hunting company?
I don't know if they knew it was anti-hunting. I think it went to a private equity
Oh,
that doesn't look on hunting as favorable. So just make sure and do your own homework, but partner with people that are pro our industry, pro our freedoms, not anti our freedoms. I don't know if you guys know Bill Thompson, but he's an ex-military guy. I'm not sure what he does. He's super smart, comes up with AI and algorithms and all sorts of crazy stuff. But he's got this Spartan Forge. It's cool. It's just much better than Onyx.
I think I had Spartan Forge at one time.
No, I don't think it's been out very long.
I did, yeah, because I remember that logo because it reminds me of a program we used in the military. What was that called? I think it started with an O.
Well, he
Yeah.
did LiDAR and all that for the military. So maybe that's how it's correlated.
Oh, does he do work for the military with this company?
I don't know. He's a super smart guy is all I know.
Okay.
He's like talking to Daryl Barnett. You get done, your head hurts. He's talking about words that I can't even spell.
Yeah.
So, but super cool guy. Where did we meet him at, Ryan? Shot
Tyler.
show?
No,
Oh, yeah.
well, yeah, first time was SHOT Show at that Trump thing, and then down with Tyler at Archery Country.
Yeah. Another cool dude. Tyler that owns Archery Country is just, that guy's just salt of the earth.
What's Archery Country?
It's the archery shop in Austin, Texas. One that you see Cam Haynes and Joe Rogan and everybody at.
Yeah, I got you.
Small little shop, but it's set up nice, got a great staff, and just good people.
Do we still have a shop here over by you, Gus?
Yeah, Bud's up in Somerville, still there. Yeah,
that's the only one we have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unless they've opened one somewhere else that I'm not aware of. Well, you can always go to Sportsman's Warehouse and try your luck there. You can also try the PSA up here in Somerville. Somerville has a bow shop. I might stop in there to pick up something if I needed to buy it out of a package, but I'm not taking a bow in there to get tuned or anything. I'll take it to Bud's.
Yeah. What are y'all shooting for sights? Are you doing fixed pins?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to switch over to that HHA, I think, and try that sight out with the single pin and move it. Parker was shooting I think he's shooting Chris's Spot Hog, and it was adjustable single pin, and he got pretty good out to about 80. He said after he got past 80, he was struggling, but he's only 20 and hasn't shot that long, but they had him all set up. So I really like that HHA, and it's American made and local guys. So I think I'm gonna give that a shot.
I bought the dialed, and I just can't I just don't like it as much as I like my fixed pen. I might go back.
When did you get that, Matt? Did you have that last year?
I bought it towards the end of the season, and
Okay.
like kind of once the archery hunting was kind of running out, I bought it just to play with, and I took it to Kentucky with me, and I shot out there. I mean, I don't know. I pushed it out to 100 yards just to see if I could do it, and I hit the target, but nowhere near. I mean, you can hardly even see the target that far away with a bow. But I don't know. For some reason, I feel like my fixed pen, I just know it better. I know between the gaps, like if I were to range something and it was 25 yards, I know where to put it between 20 and 30, where the 25-yard pen on this just isn't as accurate, I don't think.
That dial looks like a real nice setup, and we know Scott. He goes to tax with us, and we've spent some time with him, but trying to get him. I really want to support those guys that are doing business with us and business local, and make sure it's all American made. Like Jeff from Jax, I know he runs with Scott. And I just got this Jax set up here. I'm not sure what it's called.
Oh, yeah. I just got mine too. It's sitting on top of my bow.
Just showed up yesterday.
Yeah, mine showed up I think mine showed up yesterday as well. And I actually forgot that I had bought it.
Did you buy that at the show?
Yeah, bought it at the show. Did you
What's
buy
it
one?
called? Yeah,
Mhm.
what's it called? A Road Ranger or a something Ranger?
I got the box right here.
These are the guys that were set up next to the VPA archery tent, right? Or is this a
Yeah,
different field?
at Harrisburg, Great
Yeah.
American.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
right beside us.
Yeah, I
It's
thought so.
the
Okay.
Ready Ranger.
Yeah,
Ready
yeah,
Ranger.
that's it. Yeah.
So shout out to those guys if you want to go get some. It's pretty cool. It's a bow holder or a sight holder. I mean,
Yeah.
rangefinder sight holder.
Yeah.
But it kind of clips into your shoulder straps, and then
Mine's
it's got a
got
tether on it.
Mine's got the tree thing. It goes around the tree.
Mine didn't come with the tree thing.
I had to buy it. It was extra.
Oh.
Everything's extra, right? But
Yeah.
it's got these big magnets, and this thing just clips on and off.
Are you going to put that at the stand there in town? Is that where you think you're going to put that?
The one that you hunt? No.
Yeah.
No. No.
Okay. Just checking.
I give you the stand. I give you the tree set up. And now you want all my stuff. You want me to come shoot your deer?
Could you bring a cooler
maybe.
out there on Thursday?
Full of deer jerky and watermelon.
Celsius.
And then maybe an old fashioned or two.
There we go.
How'd
That's
you
right.
die? I got drunk and fell out of the tree stand.
How
I
often do you
wouldn't
think
tell-
that happens?
What's that?
How often do you think that happens? I see a lot of people drinking in a tree stand. I've never done that.
Me neither.
I don't know that I
barely-
wouldn't do it. I just have never done it.
I
There's
barely
got
could
to
get
be a
the tree
statistic
stand.
out there.
Yeah.
You think? I'm gonna text that. I'm gonna type that in. How many people die from drinking in a tree stand?
It's got to be a lot. We looked up one time how many people die from pulling deer out of the woods, like just people that aren't in shape. They go out there and kill something, their heart's pumping, and they start dragging it, and then their heart just explodes. That's more common than you think.
This study found that 300 to 500 hunters are killed across the U.S. every year as a result of tree stand accidents.
So I bet 20% are drunk.
10 to 20% of those have got to be on something.
Yeah.
I mean, with the number of you're either on something or you're just being really, really negligent and kind of stupid with the amount of safety features and things that are available these days. You just got to not care or be really, really negligent. Or
That's
drunk.
way more than I thought.
Here's another one though. 300 to 500 hunters die each year from bear maulings in the tree stand.
Oh
I
shit!
think I'm not sure which one I'd rather have.
Maybe they fell out of the tree after getting mauled.
I'd much rather be drunk and fall out of a tree than get mauled by a bear. Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
100%.
Definitely.
Or if you're gonna get mauled by a bear, I'd like to be hammered when it happens, so I don't remember it.
I don't think you're going to remember it either way.
No, that's probably true.
Especially if they rip you out of a tree stand. That would be quite unfortunate. That's nuts. What do y'all got planned for hunts this year?
I was gonna go elk hunting, but that's turned into a debacle this year. So I'll probably still go and call and watch somebody else shoot it. But we got deer stands. We got that one that Ryan was talking about. Got two more here right behind subdivisions that have some nice deer in them. Then down on our Jay County farm that Steve owns, we went and planted soybeans and corn earlier this week, so that'll be good. And
Oh, nice.
a lot of whitetail stuff. I think we can still go to Missouri.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if Bob still has ground in Kentucky or not. Does he?
I don't know that he does. I'll have to ask him.
Yeah, so we might be able to go to Kentucky. Plus, I used to live there. We can go down there. We can probably go to Michigan with Chris. Go out to Utah for sure. I mean, it's like the same with you guys. There's a ton of options, but
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but with all this tack travel, I don't know that I really want to pack up and go anywhere.
Yeah.
I actually like sleeping in the same bed as my wife once in a while.
Yeah, I've been really debating if I'm going anywhere this fall or if I'm just going to do it here. I mean, I'll go to Kentucky, but outside of that, I don't know.
Come up here.
I would do that. It's an easy flight.
Charlotte to Fort Wayne, right? Or you guys are in Charleston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think
Greenville.
it's Atlanta.
You
Atlanta
go
to
to
Fort Wayne.
You can go Greenville to Charlotte to Fort Wayne.
I flew into the other side of the state last time to hang out with somebody, and then he had a baby, so I couldn't go.
Wow.
Oh, when you flew up there?
Oh, when you flew up there, you flew up into Chicago, didn't you?
Yeah, I flew up. Whatever the city next to Chicago is, I flew in there.
South Bend.
South Bend.
And he had a baby. What's his pronouns?
His wife had a baby. He's a hardcore hunter. He owns it's a Monster Whitetails guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He lives he works in Versailles.
Yeah, Versailles.
Yeah, something like that.
Valparaiso?
Valparaiso, that's what it is.
Yeah.
How come we've never met him?
Well, I was gonna bring him with me, but his wife had a baby.
Gotcha.
He's a really good dude. That'd be easy to introduce to.
Oh yeah, he's a lot of fun.
He loves whiskey.
That he does.
Ryan, you should have brought that new riser over, that red, white, and blue one for the.
I sent that with Alex.
Did you?
Yeah, she's gonna have some stuff up hopefully this week. That ILF riser that we're doing, we partnered with a guy named Darian from Chief Cerakote. We're gonna start Cerakoting those, and he's got a cool American flag one that he did for us. We're gonna kind of do a 4th of July thing where guys can pre-order if they want to shoot an ILF riser.
Cool.
So look for those coming out. Hopefully, probably next week. I'd say she'll get those up. That way we can get the pre-orders in for those.
So you could put kind of any limbs you want on those, or you have to buy certain ones.
You can.
Wow.
Yeah, depending upon what poundage and if you want it to the length of the bow you want, and yeah, they're just most of the guys use either DOS limbs or Uka limbs.
Yeah, those Uka limbs they're the shit.
I was gonna say I think I've heard of the Uka limbs.
So this is reminding me, we're getting into the technical side of archery that reminds me of high school when I first got into paintball. Everyone had like the Pittman 98, the piece of junk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you eventually stepped up to your first, like, more serious gun. But then there were always those guys in the corner, like you guys right now, that were talking about buying the individual tiny parts and building their own, perfect gun. The same way we do now with an AR or anything else. But like when you're 12 and you're like, man, I can't wait till I know that much about paintball guns. That's where I am with archery, except I'm like, you guys are talking about buying limbs I've never heard of. I know how to shoot my Matthews. I know how to shoot my Matthews, and I can shoot it well. I can kill deer, but you guys are talking at a technical level that I do not do archery at.
You also don't know it because these are all recurve topics. We're talking about recurve risers and Uka Gobi ILF recurve limbs.
That would also be why I don't recognize any of those names.
But you know what, Gus? We do make custom parts for Tippmann.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Is that why you laughed when I said Tippmann?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's really cool.
That's Fort Wayne Company.
Is it really? Tippmann 98.
I think it says it. I think it's stamped right there on the gun.
I had a spider.
I'm sorry, marker.
Did you guys just see that text I sent you?
Huh.
Watch our faces, Ryan.
Oh, that's sick. Oh, I love how it's all like tattered.
Yeah. Oh, the way you did the lines were, that is really nice. That looks great.
Yeah.
Once really again,
who did that?
Hopefully people are watching this. That way they can see it.
I'm going to pull it
on
up.
YouTube.
I'm going to pull it up right now.
Oh, we'll have to put an overlay and share it. I don't know which way
Yeah.
to twist this thing.
Yeah.
It does look cool.
Guys, his name is Darian. He's got a company called Chief Cerakote up by us. Kind of like we're by Bass and Bucks. Super cool dude, loves hunting, loves killing stuff. And we just started that partnership and we're really excited. I think we're gonna go everything Cerakote, from broadheads to risers to, like, we're gonna start switching everything over that way. Just a better product. It's smooth and silky. Like, it's soft, not soft, but like the black that we're doing, like we can do flat earth. We can do like, oh man,
yeah.
And it's durable.
and it's durable.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool though if we really get into this veteran hunt that we support a lot of them, like Warrior Rising and all those guys, but to show up and have, let's say your veteran's an ex-Marine or a Marine, not an ex-Marine, but a retired Marine, and you have a riser set up that's got all the Marine stuff on there and the logo and maybe their platoon number and all that. It makes it a little more special, a little more connection to them than just giving them one that says VPA on there. One of one.
That would kill. That would kill in the in Rocco's auction.
Yeah, it would.
You guys know what's special about today?
You're on our podcast.
Today is the 80th anniversary of D-Day.
Oh, sure is.
Wow.
Oh, it sure is.
And there was still some. I was watching a thing on it earlier today, and there's still some WW2 guys that showed up today on the beach in Normandy. I mean, talk about first world problems and all the things we talk about, and what ILF risers you're using or where you going hunting. Just remember, at the end of the day, it's a vet. Somebody didn't come home that gave us the freedoms we got.
100%. And I did know that because Matt Rife and all those guys they jumped over Normandy today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Sometimes I wonder what it was all for, but
see, I got one right here. Here's this guy went into on Normandy Beach or on Utah Beach all the way through.
Wow. Who is that?
That's my grandfather, Del Mortensen.
Wow. He made it back, I'm guessing.
He made it back. They called him the old man. He was in his 30s. He drove a Jeep for a colonel. And I remember one of the stories. It was Battle of the Bulge. And they had to go in to move something middle of the night, no lights. And he drove in and dropped the colonel off and two other guys. And they said, hey, go back and get everybody. And he had to go back and forth like 9 times across enemy lines, driving that Jeep back and forth to get everybody up there to set up the howitzers. Some of those stories he told you about. We talk about being cold hunting. He said he remember his feet freezing to the ground and just trying to keep them warm so they didn't get frostbite during some of those battles. So
yeah.
Again, remember a vet. Remember somebody that served you guys.
For sure.
You served. Just thanks for doing what you do and spending time away and give us those freedoms that we enjoy today. Even those idiots that protest stupid shit like Queers for Palestine that don't know what they're doing. They need to thank a vet for just being able to do that stuff.
They'll be in a lot of trouble if they go over there and do it
Get
there.
dropped off a building.
They would not make it. I promise. Yeah. The Islams in America, the Muslims in America are very different from the ones in the Middle East. It's those guys they kill you for a lot less than that. I'll tell you what. But yep. Nope. A lot of good dudes that came back and forth, didn't come back at all. And yeah. I hope it wasn't in vain or for no reason.
No.
But
no. So let's talk about comps. Did you guys hear about the comps? Have you looked at the comps?
The compensators or archery comps?
Compensators.
No, let's talk about those because we have talked about them a few times.
Right. So we've
got
how many? Ryan, by the June, we're going to have how many? 16?
By the end of by June, we'll have 16 new models coming out to market. We're adding the M17, M18 rail mounted and light mounted. We're adding the 365, the Taurus. There was one other one in there also that we're getting ready to launch. That one there is for the Beretta
PX4.
PX4.
That's the rail mounted. This is the light mounted.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I like the light mounted.
This is the 19.
Glock. Yep.
You didn't have those last time. Are those on the site? The Glock 19 light mounted?
Yeah.
I could probably get you one of those, Matt, if that's what you're running.
Yeah. I
You'd
got a
have
19
to-
and a 43X.
Well, 43X is on the list. It'll be done in about probably 3 weeks. But you're going to have to get a light, the Surefire X300 U.
I don't know that I want to put a light on the 43. I have a light on the 19 though.
Okay.
Is the 43 going to come out without a light, Ryan? I don't. It's hard
I
to
don't
keep
know.
up with all of
It's
them.
hard to keep up with the minis that they're doing right now. I could check my email just a second.
We're seeing more people want them without the light than with the light. So
Yeah.
they'll be
I think
very
most people
good.
are not running a light. I run a light on my Glock 19. Like if I think, like if I'm walking out of my house in the middle of the morning, I'm bringing the one with the light. But like if I'm carrying during the day, I don't carry that. I carry the 43X.
Well, I had a guy tell me that he's a instructor. He said, we don't like people with the lights because then they're out in their backyard using it as a flashlight on the end of the pistol, and that's how people get killed.
100%.
I don't think-
I've done that 1,000 times.
He told me real men hold the light in their. It was actually when I was at the Bass and Buck shoot. One of those special forces guys said, real men hold a flashlight in one hand, a pistol in the other.
Yeah. I
Okay.
guess I'm not a real man. I like to have both my hands and control my weapon, but also I don't really use a light unless I absolutely need to. It's usually if I'm looking on the side of my house when I'm coming out in the morning. But I just never understood the point of having a flashlight on while you're shooting at someone, because you basically now have a giant target in front of your face. Aim at the light, and the guy's dead. So the only time I'd use the light is when I'm actually pulling the trigger, just to make sure I'm on the right target.
You don't do the Chicago sideways hold, one
No.
hand.
It wouldn't
shoot
matter
out
because
the
most of
window.
these people can't aim anyway, so they probably end up hitting you the same. Yeah. No, I've always we had a light with a triangle light, and that's what I keep in my like go bag. And the whole point of it is so you can roll it down a hallway, and it'll lump and stop, and then it'll light up the hallway. That way, I'm not sitting there holding a flashlight in my face.
There you go.
Smart.
I've thought about it. I've seen a thing or two because I know a thing or two. But
Right.
I've seen a thing or two.
Are you guys are you guys moving into to do anything else on the armory side other than the compensators that you have planned or you can talk about?
We do some stuff on scope mounts that are out there already through another group that we do
Okay.
stuff with. We do have some new stuff. I'll get up here in a second, get a mule out. We'll show you a mule. So what we're really pushing now is we just want to get other good companies. Like there's a company called Mod Saw. I hope they're listening because they kind of went silent on us. But young group of guys that have a modular arrow saw out there that we'd like to get into, U.S. made. There's a tent company that hit me up over the weekend at TAC that's U.S. made. So we're just trying to get a conglomerate of U.S. companies together so that we can.
Yeah.
My goal is that we show up to ATA or SHOT Show and we have 10 or 12 U.S. made companies with big U.S. flags, and we set up between Fairdyne and GSM, and on the edges we'll have 2 Chinese flags pointing at them, and
Nice.
U.S. flags in our background. Say it's a choice, Do you want to cash that check and Xi Jinping gives you a high five, or do you want to write a check to some good American that's going to put it back into our economy?
It's funny because we start seeing now like even Apple. What does Apple say now? It says I read it yesterday. I think it says designed in China. Like
Does it
instead
really?
of yeah. It's like it doesn't say made in China. We all know it is, but it says designed in China. But it seems like almost everything today is because I've seen stuff in the Charleston airport that says designed in Charleston. Like, what does that mean? because you know it's not made here. It was
Yeah.
like a sock company or something.
Same thing with that cooler company, right, in Texas that says
Yeti.
designed in Texas.
Yeah.
But we all know where they're made. I don't
Yep.
even want to say their name.
Everything's made in China today. It's quite irritating. But it's also, it's like there's a lot of stuff that American manufacturing doesn't do. Oh, that's dope.
Oh,
Have you
nice.
seen this?
I actually, I did. I saw it on your story the other day and I didn't know what it was.
It's a mule. Danny Alba, guy in Texas, made it. So it's a stabilizer. Goes on the front of your boat. Comes in 6, 8, 10, 12, and 15. Just screws on where your regular stabilizer goes. It's dampened. It's hard to show you on here, but see all the holes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can take a pickerel under the bottom, or your GoPro will go right there. But here's the cool thing: is shit, it's hard to show you. But when you hold
Stand
it,
up and back up.
move to the left, move to the right. But when you hold it and you put your arm down, it takes all that weight off your hand and puts it on your arm.
Oh,
Huh.
nice.
Where you can flip it this other way and hold it like that, does the same thing. So you can go no fingers, takes all the weight off. And then it also is a stand.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool. It's convenient for an archery challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That could,
Huh. Well, I saw it in the story and I thought maybe it was a prototype for those one sticks.
Yeah, we're still working on the one sticks, dude.
I know.
I know.
It's all right. I haven't bought any. Still got Old Faithful downstairs.
One thing at a time, but the one stick's one of them. You come up with a good idea and bring it over and we'll look at it. We got some other broadheads, right, Ryan, that people are asking us to do, and try and think what else is on the docket. Too many things.
I thought you put me in contact with a guy that you said had bought some stuff and he was kind of designing it. I don't remember who that was now.
He's what?
Designing a broadhead?
No, one of the sticks.
Oh,
Oh,
Daryl.
is that Timber Ninja?
Yeah,
Or
Daryl.
Daryl.
Yeah, Timber Ninja's another one. Jason Red. He was at TAC. They make a good platform and some different things that we're trying to get up to the shop to make. So again, just a big push for U.S. manufacturing and putting people to work and creating jobs.
Timber rack. Is that a specific?
Timber Ninja.
Oh,
Bo.
Ninja.
What's Bo's name? Bo's gonna be mad at me. I don't know his name.
I don't
So
know.
that platform looks exactly like the one I've got. It's the cruiser one that I have. Interesting.
Bo Martonic. You know Bo Martonic?
Mm-mm.
He's a good guy. Check him out. He owns part of that Timber Ninjas.
Nice.
He goes around, teaches people how to hunt, and does some podcast stuff and whatnot.
Oh, we left off on the compensators. So explain that to everybody. If you own a Glock or a Beretta, but you have a PX4 Glock and
It'll come out on the
Type B.
MMP.
Archon Type B. Yep.
So all we're doing is capturing the gas. We're capturing the gas, funnel it through we're pushing it through a funnel, pushes the gas up, pushes your barrel down. So it takes 30% of the mitigation out of the lift or the kickback of the barrel. It keeps the gun from coming out of battery. So, if you're in a close fight and stick that in somebody's ribs, it can take the action out of battery to where you can't pull the trigger and fire the gun. This protects it from doing that. And it can be light mounted. It's 50 state legal, no modifications to your gun. And even in those blue commie states that we have in the United States, you can still shoot it.
Nice.
Yep. And they look really cool. I like them.
They do look cool.
Hell yeah.
Ryan, we didn't bring any props. We could have had all sorts of props there.
Yeah. Could have been show and tell.
Yeah.
I think this is more fun though.
It doesn't feel like work.
Oh, it just feels like a chat. And I love that.
Yeah.
That's the way we try to run it.
It was a lot more laid back last time we were filling you guys out to see if we really wanted you to air it. Now we like it.
That's because you were talking about how you identify last time. You about came unglued.
Yeah. I've mellowed out since those days. Now I just shake my head and hope God's in charge because we got some really stupid shit going on in this country right now.
Yeah, it's there's not really any good way to explain what's going on. It's like every time I turn around, just a little something more crazy. But I think what's good about it, man, is I've seen people pushing back more in the past couple months than ever before, especially like these kids today. But like Gus, maybe you can say, but like Gavin's age, my neighbor was telling me that his son like doesn't want his phone near him. He doesn't have an Instagram account. And, like all their friends are kind of the same way. Like they're not interested in the social media game.
Yeah, it's what I thought would have been an issue with my teenager. He's 17. He's had very little interest in social media at all until the last like maybe 9 months, and only in Instagram and just for sharing pictures with his friends. Like the whole influencer thing, Facebook, TikTok, all the other things, he's not interested at all. And I think this generation, this younger generation, I think they're listening to the things that we're talking about and that people are starting to, their parents, me, you're talking about, hey, that's not good for your, you need to get away from the phone, put it down, go get outside. They're hearing it and it's becoming more documented. Whereas when we first got phones, I don't know when I first got my phone, like that stuff nobody was talking about that. Nobody was talking about any of the stuff that kids are talking about these days. So I don't know. It's not, you're right. It is not the focal point like it for that age group, like you would think it would be.
I was kind of looking at it too, kind of like the whiskey thing, like how when whiskey was really popular for like y'all, like I don't know, like war, like coming back from Vietnam, I guess. Like whiskey was really popular, and then like the kids of Vietnam parents were like, "That's what my dad drank. I'm drinking gin and vodka." Like I think it's also just like a rebellious thing. Like my parents are all into mom
absolutely.
life hashtag, and like the kids are like, "That's gross. I'm not doing that."
Yeah,
because mom.
No, you're right because it's my our generation, our age that are the largest group of I think age wise of adults that are actively doing the stuff on social media, and it's these kids growing up watching their parents do this stuff. Like
it's like Facebook. It's like I don't have
good.
Facebook. That's for old people. It's like
Yeah,
I don't know. It's definitely different.
Yeah, but I've got a 20-year-old. Ryan's got kids that age, and I'm sure our parents worried about what's going to happen. And you remember, well, you guys probably aren't old enough, but Tipper Gore and the whole trying to ban rock and roll because it was going to pollute us. And now everybody's.
How old are you?
Shut up.
Who's Tipper Gore?
And now everybody's coming back to listening to Ozzy Osbourne and all those people that are supposed to corrupt us. But I am telling you, what you're seeing go on now with this whole crap with Trump, and it's a banana republic. That if we don't see eye to eye anymore, there's no debate. It's just like guns, they can't beat us by having us vote to get rid of the Second Amendment. So those sneaky bastards are going around us and buying up gun or primer companies and powder companies, and that's what I hope these kids are watching is the freedoms we have today. And I'm sure that's what our parents thought before, but They really are coming after them. And I worry about like your 17-year-old son. I got a 20-year-old. Ryan's got a 21-year-old. Got his daughter serving right now. I think two things are going to happen is, well, I had a crazy lefty down there at Pennsylvania tell me if we win, if Biden wins, we're going to burn the place down in victory. And if he loses, we're just going to burn it down. And my eyes is if Biden wins, the silent majority better not be silent anymore, we need to be out there defending what's right, because it scares the shit out of me right now.
I just wonder if any of it's even real. I wonder how long it hasn't been real, because it seems like it's been almost since Kennedy where it's been like nobody's been in control. It's been somebody else. That's a conspiracy mind. I mean, I got serious problems when it comes to conspiracy theories. I mean, I believe a lot of them because I mean they keep coming out as being true. But I just wonder if it's just now that people are starting to think, huh, is this real? Is voting even real? Like, has it ever been real? You know, in the past like 40 years, has voting been real? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's went from where the president had control to they've realized that they need all these department heads to be the ones controlling it. So the IRS controls taxing. The president can do what he wants, but at the end of the day, they can stand on their heads for 4 years, and not change things. So I hope
I will
somebody
say
goes
this
in there
too.
and rolls it over.
Have you ever read or listened to Osama bin Laden's letter to America?
Have not.
You should give it a listen.
Scared the shit out of you.
I mean, he sent it to us and said, "This is why I'm doing this, and you people are blind. Your entire country is ran by corporations, and you don't even notice it." And he started talking about, in order for America to succeed, we need patriots again. You need people that are going to come out like they did in the 1700s and fight against what's actually happening because your country is corrupt. He says all that in it, and this was like in 2006.
Yeah.
It's pretty fascinating.
I guess he's not wrong, but I wouldn't say his country wasn't corrupt either, right?
No, I mean, he's a piece of shit. I hate him, but
Yeah.
It's just funny because he's saying stuff that he said it in Arabic, so nobody knew what he was saying. But now it's like they have AI recreations of it, and you can listen to it on YouTube, or read it if you don't trust an AI recreation of it. But to me, it's just fascinating that he was saying that in 2006, like stuff that we're just now starting to figure out. He also linked a lot of it to the Jews, which, big surprise there.
Yeah.
But
What?
yeah, right.
So
Who would have
shocked.
thought? Who would have thought? Yeah.
I'm
I don't
checking it out now.
I've got I don't know what I was gonna say. What else y'all got?
But no, there's a lot going on. It's just, I think we're all burned out and tired. Not burned out on trying to make things go, just don't know what to talk about, right? Last year, I mean, we got cool stuff coming out. We always got we got a new broadhead that probably came out during ATA. You guys will
Nice.
like. We'll give you guys a sneak peek, but I don't know that we want on any podcast yet. But when you're up, come check it out. We'll show you how it works. But it'll change the way people look at things. I don't know. It's trying to be the next thing, just to make sure our 30 families have something to work on, and we're supplying good jobs. And we're blessed. The shop's running real well. We got a new guy named Josh Braun that's stepped up and really let me and Ryan step back. Me and Ryan will be more on the PR side and the selling side and podcasts and things like that. And I have to be in there day to day, but we'll still have our pulse on what's going on. And more, what me and Ryan are going to try to do is go out and find more Danny Albas and mod saw guys and people that we can bring in to really fortify this U.S. made manufacturing, and quit talking about having these big booths and actually get them there and show people you can make stuff in the United States. It's better quality. You talk to people that know what's going on. Just like you guys said, you don't want to go to Sportsman's Warehouse to have somebody work on your bow. You don't want to call Rage and ask somebody on the phone that, might identify as a paper clip and then is trying to tell you how to set your bow up. You don't want that. You want somebody that's out there shooting and talking about it, knows what's going on. So that's what we're trying to create.
Well, if anybody listening has an idea for something that could be made out of metal, shoot it to us and we'll steal it and get VPA to make it for us, and we'll all make a new product made in America. Or if I come up with something metal, I'll let you know.
Doesn't even have to be metal, man. We'll do aluminum, plastic, you name it. We'll make it out of anything.
Oh yeah, plastic.
Yeah.
Let's 3D print some metal. That'd be fun.
Nope. That would be fun.
We're talking to those guys from Magnite. Magnite's a particle that they they put under pressure and heat and turn it into this lightweight material. I work with carbon fiber. I mean, you want a one stick as light as you can get it. You don't really care what it's made out of as long as it's made in the States, right?
As long as it can sell. I want you to be able to sell it. It's gonna be hard to sell a carbon fiber magnite. I have a carbon fiber magnite knife,
Yeah.
but it'd be hard to sell that. I think that sounds expensive.
Me and Ryan have been chatting back and forth about knives.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like to come up with a knife.
Yeah. Special use knife or just like a general?
All of the above.
You
We
should
really
make
like that Damascus steel. That's kind of cool stuff. One that looks badass, and then another one that's functional. That's one thing we haven't talked about. We just spent $500,000 on a sharpening machine. That's as much as we're going to tell you about the machine, but it is. We're going to have to put a warning on our packaging saying surgically sharp.
Nice.
It's
do not
amazing.
touch.
And it'll do our bleeders too.
Oh, wow. Put it to work then, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you what I want. I want one of these. One of these big. I want a big, huge, like 12, 13-inch knife that I can use to cut steak with. Just over the top, you know? Just crazy. Just massive.
I think I saw those there, Jeff.
Ryan, we should call the bearded butchers and let's come up with a set of knives with the bearded butchers. Or we got the bearded whiskey dudes. Let's come up with the bearded whiskey dudes one.
Here's one, too. This is on Amazon.
Is
That's
that Damascus?
I want something like that. It's just gaudy and ridiculous.
to cut your steak with while you
Yeah,
eat.
just to cut my steak with.
Because he's a carnivore, and why not?
Like basically a sword, but really, really thick.
Or just buy a
Just like-
long, just buy a long sword,
Yeah.
Scottish long sword.
Yeah.
Matt's gonna walk into a steakhouse with a Bowie knife that's 17 inches long and say, no, I don't need a steak knife. I brought my own.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. Like this. Here you go. That's me walking into a steak restaurant. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't really need
Jesus.
something that big, but it's pretty nice though. I mean, yeah, look at that thing, dude. Imagine cutting your steak with that. I don't know.
Ryan, we could hold that edge though with that. Go back to that.
I don't know how. I don't think we could get that in the sharpener, Jeff.
I think we
It's so
can.
long.
Look at that. You could sharpen that top edge too.
What's the overall length of that? Does it say?
No.
3 foot.
I mean, I don't know. It looks pretty damn big. That's probably
That's like-
that's probably 2 feet long.
The Rambo edition.
I don't necessarily need one that big, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah. It's
Have you
pretty
seen
massive.
that Damascus steel? Those are bad.
I want it to be like unique, you know, like no one else has.
Like you, man. Unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also odd.
What makes me odd?
I don't know.
I think it's all the brain injuries I've had. That's
I
probably
like being odd. My mom said when I was born they broke the mold and she was glad. So am I.
That's nice. I like being odd too. I'm a little different, and I'm not for everybody, and I know that. And that's probably the hardest thing you learn about yourself is that you're not for everybody.
I tell people I'm unapologetically me.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
me or not.
I've
Ryan's-
apologized for stuff in the past, but I don't really have much to apologize for anymore. I've kind of figured it out.
After 5 days, Ryan's looking at me like, dude, I've had enough of you. No.
All right. Well, speaking of steaks, I think I'm gonna go get mine out of the water bath and eat an 8 o'clock steak dinner.
Yeah, this is
Sounds
probably
delicious.
a boring podcast for you guys this time around.
No,
No, this was
good
this is
conversation.
pretty, pretty
We
good
wanted
chat, man. This is what we like.
to learn about the
Yeah.
new stuff, the products and stuff.
Yeah.
But I also know y'all are beat. You've been traveling like crazy, and I'm sure you're trying to get, enjoy some family time. So I appreciate you giving us this much of your time.
For sure.
Ryan's going fishing.
Anytime. I'm going fishing on Monday for a week.
Are you?
Nice.
Mhm.
Well, enjoy yourself. Be safe.
Yeah. Where are you
I'll do
going?
that. The boundary waters of Minnesota.
Nice. Gus has been there a couple times.
Yeah.
We do it once a year with a group of guys, and it's a blast.
Yeah, man. That sounds cool.
Gus kayaked it, I think, right?
Canoed. Yeah.
Canoed.
Took my son's troop. We went up there and took a group of 10 boys, 5 days, 50 miles. So like 12 portages, and it was a blast, man. Those kids busted their ass, and it was fun watching. It's one of those things that not everybody gets to experience in their life, right? And that's one of these sort of defining events or moments. And I think it's important as men that we experience these through life. And I can specifically recall my first one was also actually a canoe trip, and it was in 8th grade. And I went on a canoe trip with my dad and his special operations buddies. And I had to keep up with them paddling all the way. And that weekend kicked my ass. But it was like a rite of passage for me, right? I felt like this was the same thing for those guys, and it was cool to watch them evolve and sort of, a little unsure as building their confidence, taking over leadership roles as the week went on. It was a great experience, and it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been on this earth.
Was that the Boy Scouts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a Boy Scout. I'm an Eagle Scout. And I'll tell you, that's back when we were focused on, and it sounds like you are, we can go after this, but we're focused on raising men.
Yeah.
And me and Parker spent the weekend together, and obviously there's things you aspire your kids to do that they haven't done yet. But I think me and Ryan both can look at our sons and say, we have raised men. Doesn't mean they're perfect. That's why God loves the sinners, because we're all sinners, but we're raising men, and man, is our country going sideways. It's not even called the Boy Scouts anymore. It's called the Scouts, and they do freaking basket weaving and stupid shit instead of turning boys to men.
That comes up a lot on this podcast, how there's no men anymore.
It does.
There's men at our houses, isn't there? Gus has,
Yeah.
sounds like he's got a 17-year-old man in the making.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed. How many you got, Matt?
Me?
Jeff?
I've got 4 kids,
Awesome.
three girls and a boy. But even my daughters, I mean, we can't just talk about men. I've got 3 girls that I'll put up against anybody. Push comes to shove, I think Parker would be a tough one to handle, but I can still whoop him. But my middle daughter and my youngest daughter, watch out. They'll
Same.
eat your lunch. Yeah.
My wife, I've raised a strong, independent woman of a wife. You don't want to mess with her.
Yeah, my wife's a different breed. You guys met her. I don't want to fight my wife at all.
No, I think I'd lose. I think she might be the only person on this planet that could beat me.
Yeah. So.
That's not true, but yeah. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on here. And,
Yeah, thanks, guys.
I know you got a ton of travel going on still, so good luck with that. And hopefully I can come up for your shoot. I have it in the calendar. I'm just waiting on a yes or no from the wife's family and all that. So
Bring her with you. We haven't met her.
Yeah.
We want to
she
meet
definitely
the
won't
woman.
be able to go. She is going for sure to Virginia. So it's like I just got to figure out if I'm going or not.
We'll give her a trophy.
Yeah, she deserves it, man. I hear that a lot too. Am I really that fucking bad? I had to say the F word at least one time while you were here.
That's funny.
All right.
All right, all.
Cool.
Thanks.
Good seeing
Nice
you
talk
guys.
to you.
Yeah,
Yep.
good
Talk to
talk,
you
guys.
later. Thanks so much.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So.
Drinking whiskey.